Putting is probably one of the most important things that you can do in disc golf. It's going to be the thing that separates the top pros from amateurs. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be going over how to putt in disc golf. So I'm going to be showing you guys how I putt personally, some different styles that there are in disc golf when it comes to putting. And at the end, I'm going to be doing even a fun little game that I play to make putting practice not so boring. So let's get into it. So when it comes to putting, you want to be square with the basket, and I like to point this right foot, whatever your dominant arm is, I like to point that foot straight at the pole of the basket, and then I try to keep everything very straight. My arm is very straight, my wrist has just very little bend and movement in it, and I'm generating a lot of power with my fingers and my body weight. So my grip for a putt is kind of a hybrid fan grip. I curl this first finger down, but I don't tuck it. I just have it there to kind of balance the disc. And then my middle finger and ring finger are doing a lot of the work. My pinky is just kind of holding the disc. Most of my motion in my putt comes from this. It comes from my two middle fingers and my thumb. And it's like a flicking motion. Like if you were gonna flick with your fingers, that's what I'm doing, is just a lot of that. It's not a whole lot of wrist. You don't want the putter to rip out of your hands. You want to be in control of the putter the entire time. So when it comes to putting, I am more of a smush putter is what they call it. So I have a little bit of spin in my shot, but the majority of my shot is just a weight transfer and a straight arm without a whole lot of spin. So my spin is generated from just a little bit of wrist movement and that pushing of the fingers. So you should be able to do this without using your wrist, really. It's a lot of push from your fingers. This will help keep your putt straight, and it'll keep you from missing left and right as much, and you'll only be missing up and down, which the fewer variables that you can have in your putt, the better off you're gonna be. So what I'm doing whenever I line my putt up, I'm making sure that my putt starts almost right in line with my right kneecap, and that my follow through goes straight all the way up, just about like I'm putting my hat on my head. So, and then somewhere in between there is gonna be your release. A good exercise that you can do at home is one that Calvin Heimberg had talked about, where you just toss your putter up in the air and try to catch it, but you use primarily just your wrist. And for me, I'm really focusing on the way that I release my putter, which is more of a push style. Calvin's a little more of a spin putter, so he is using a lot more wrist. So you would just do this when you're sitting at home and hanging out, whatever. So now I'm going to show you guys one of the games that I came up with a long time ago. There's an app out too. If you play Perfect Putt 360, is a really good, like, fun putting practice tool. Putting practice was really boring to me. I didn't really enjoy it. So I came up with this little game so that, you know, I have a goal in mind, and if I win, it's kind of like playing 18 holes of golf, but you just practice your putting. So the way the game goes is you're gonna mark your stations out 5 steps apart. So that's gonna be 15 feet apart. So you'll be at 15 feet here, 30 feet there, 45 feet, and so on. So the way the game works is you have to make 2 putts to advance to the next station. And then I'll talk about what happens when you get there in a minute. So I made both of those, so that means I would move back to the 30-foot mark, and then I would try to make 2 putts there. If I make both of those putts, that locks that distance in, and I move on back to 45 feet. So I'm now at the 30-foot mark, which means I made 2 of my putts from 15, and I'm putting twice from this distance to try to lock in this distance and also advance to 45 feet. Since I made both of those putts, now I'm gonna be moving back to the 45-foot mark and trying to make both of these to lock this distance in. If I miss a putt here, then I will have to move back up to the 30-foot mark. And if I can make both of them, then I get to move on back to the final station, and if I make both of those putts, you win the game. If I miss any putts from this station, I have to move up one, and then if I miss a putt from that station, you move up one again. So when you're putting from 45 feet, instead of keeping this arm so straight, you can actually start moving a little bit left to right with it, and that'll give you a little more pop. Just remember to follow through straight. So this game is really good for putting pressure on your second putt, because if you make your first putt, you really want to make your second putt to advance, try to win the game. The key thing to remember when it comes to putting is just keep everything kind of in one line straight towards the basket. So the more straight you line your body up with the target, more straight you have your follow through, the odds of you missing left and right go down drastically, and your missed putts will stay closer to the basket, giving you more birdies or more par opportunities later on down the road. So that's how I putt. I'm kind of a smush putter. Let me know how you guys putt down in the comments. If you're getting value out of these videos, you want to support the channel, go to greatlakesdisc.com, check those guys out, use my code EJDG10, give you 10% off a selection of crazy amounts of Discraft and DGA. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I hope this video helps you shave a few strokes out there on the course. If you're enjoying the content, check out either one of these videos that I have pinned left and right of me. One of them is the first week as a new player, the top things that I would recommend you'd focus on. And the other one is what YouTube thinks that you would enjoy out of my content. So be sure to click the subscribe button, and thanks, guys.